From mega boxes to pin packs, these are 32 things only OGs would know about Brawl Stars. Make sure to like and subscribe, as these videos take some time to make, and the best way to support me to make more of these is by subscribing. And without further ado, let's get into this video. And starting off, we have Brawl boxes. Most of you probably know this, but if you didn't know, before star drops, we had Brawl boxes. Brawl boxes would give you things like coins, power points, brawler skins, and much more. Many people want to go back to mega boxes due to the fact that you would gain a lot more progression with Brawl boxes than you do star drops. But more OGs probably remember Power League. This was the competitive game mode before ranked took over. People really didn't like this because you would hardly get any progression. Just for reference, you could win 2 games, and if you lost, all the progress from those 2 wins would be gone. So it was no surprise most of the community didn't like this. So most of the community was very happy when we heard the news that Power League was getting replaced with ranked. But what only real OGs know is that there used to be only 1 star power for each brawler. Back in the day, each brawler only had 1 star power, and there weren't any gadgets or gears. And on top of that, some of these star powers were OP. But thankfully, we now have gears, gadgets, and more star powers, which I think is way better. Next, we have the peak of Brawl Stars lore, 2020. If you remember the lore in 2020, you might remember the Project Laser minigame. This was actually a nod back to the original title of Brawl Stars, but basically, if you clicked 8-bit screen, you would be sent to a minigame, and if you completed it, you would get some Brawl Stars lore. This was a pretty cool Easter egg and nod to the original roots of Brawl Stars. But what can really show your OG status are any of the first 10 Brawl Pass skins. The reason why these skins are so OG is because before Season 11, all Brawl Pass skins were exclusive. So if you have any one of these, consider yourself lucky. And if you have Merchant Gale, then you can really say you're an OG. And if you're a real OG, you would remember 8-bit's second life star power and how OP it was. Back in 2020, 8-bit had a star power where he would respawn and have immunity. This was very overpowered and the devs tried nerfing this a bunch, but eventually, they just replaced this star power with plugged in, which sucks because this was one of the easiest ways to get a free rank 35 in Showdown. Another thing OGs know is the old Caveman Frank model, which looks similar to the Flintstones, which might explain the need for a remodel. This was changed in the Rumble Jungle update, and it fits. I personally like the new model better than the old one, so I'm not complaining about this remodel. This will definitely scare OGs, but one thing all OGs will remember is Rosa in 2019. This was the first version of the Edgay Apocalypse because Rosa was broken. She could chain her supers, making her unkillable, and did way too much damage. She still gives me nightmares to this day. And most OGs will remember the daily free Brawl box. This was changed when the game went global, but every day the game gave you a free Brawl box to help with progression. Something OGs might have experienced is Brawl Stars when it was vertical. If you didn't know, Brawl Stars used to actually be vertical instead of horizontal like it is now. This was extremely hard to play like, and is probably the reason they changed this. And something OGs laugh at is the old brawler models. Instead of Shelly, we have Shelber. Instead of Mortis, we have Morris. These just look very funny. Luckily, these were changed because I don't know if I could play Mortis if he looked like this. And at number 21, we have the Edgay Apocalypse. Many players know this, and if you experience this, and it was very annoying and still to this day, has not went away. But only real OGs will remember the Gold Specialist Rico skin. This was the original version of Loaded Rico, and was the first Rico skin in beta. And he was only 30 gems, meaning that if you bought this skin in beta, you would have gotten a great deal. One way you can show your OG status is if you have any of the exclusive Brawladays or Brawloween skins. These were only available between 2018 to 2021, so if you have these, consider yourself lucky. But what many OG players might not even know is that you could actually tell when Mortis had his full dash. Basically, whenever Mortis had his dash fully charged, his lantern would flicker. You could only see it for a split second and was a very small detail that not many people noticed, I guess because this was taken out of the game before the global launch. But what some people might not know is that Spike used to actually have voice lines. Back in an old ad for Brawl Stars, Spike was actually talking, and this is what he sounds like.
Now I'm your snuggle buddy. Yes, Spike is my name. If I'm on the attack or hugging you, I'll tell you all the same.
One thing that barely anyone remembers is tap movement. Before Brawl Stars went to the movement it uses now. The game was actually a tap-to-move game. This was shortly changed while the game was in beta, but was most likely like this because it would be easier to play like this holding your phone vertical. Something that real OGs would know is that you used to be able to buy the Brawl Pass with gems. Instead of costing $6 to $10 for a Brawl Pass, it would cost you 170 gems for the normal Brawl Pass or 250 gems for 10 tiers for free. This is so much better than the Brawl Pass system we have now now and I want them to go back to this so badly. I'm actually gonna go broke. And something that only real OGs will remember are pin packs. These were in the Brawl Pass, and you could also buy them from the shop. And what happened when you bought one is you would get 3 pins. This is how you would unlock pins back in the day, and was changed when they decided to remove pin packs and put all the pins in the catalog. Many people might have forgotten this, but back in 2021, Brawl Stars actually sponsored the Mr. Beast Squid Game. So for rewards for the players, we got some rewards. These rewards kind of sucked, so they were a lot more forgettable, so most people don't even remember this. But what a lot of players didn't know is that you used to be able to get trophies from Map Maker. If your map got selected as the candidate of the day, you could actually earn trophies from wins. This was removed shortly after it was added, and the community was very divided from this, and this killed Map Maker. Going back to cosmetics, if you have Star Shelly, you are extremely OG. To get this, you had to download the game while it was still in beta. This skin isn't that rare since millions of people still got this, but it shows your OG status and loyalty to the game over these 6 years. And following up on cosmetics, if you know about or have the Red Dragon Jessie skin, you are very lucky and are definitely an OG. This was given out to celebrate the release of Brawl Stars in China, and all you had to do was log in on any region and you could get this skin for free. It's just a simple skin and doesn't have any effects, but many people still want it because of its exclusivity. But what a lot of people didn't even know was that Poco was actually supposed to be an adult. You could actually see this in his model, but Poco was in beta, an adult. I'm glad they changed this because he looked very weird and kind of creepy sometimes. He didn't look like Poco, and I am thankful they changed this because he actually looks like Poco now. But what many people don't know is that brawlers actually used to have different descriptions, like Nita's, who changed in beta, and others. Some of these completely changed the lore behind these brawlers, and it's really cool to see Supercell's evolution with these brawlers. Another lore secret was the WBKRL livestream. One day in 2020, a random unlisted livestream appeared called the WBKRL radio show. There was a ton of lore in this, and this went on for about a year. Now, if I went into detail about this livestream, we would be here all day, but if you want to see me talk about this, leave a comment. And next we have Chromas. Basically, any brawler you got from the Brawl Pass would be a chromatic rarity brawler. You could only unlock chromatic brawlers by buying the Brawl Pass or getting chroma credits. This was changed so that these brawlers would be Ether, Legendary, Mythic, or Epic. Only real OGs remember Chromas. But something that many OGs might remember are Experience. This was very useless and was replaced with Mastery. Experience could be earned at the end of each match and would get you exclusive icons. With that being all it gave you, it's not hard to see why this was replaced. And in number 4, we have Hank's old Mastery title. If you didn't know, when Hank was released, his old Mastery title was Lil Tenant. This was changed to Prawn Ready. Many people are two-sided on this because some people want the old title back, while others like the new title. And at number 3, we have April Fool's skins. Skins like Danny Piper and Egg Pam. These are extremely funny and I wish these were in the game. At number 2, we have the Sinking Ship game mode. This was introduced in 2019 and hasn't been seen since. But basically, you were on a pirate ship and it would rock back and forth. And depending on what side of the shop you were on, you would go faster or slower. This is pretty cool and I wish this was released again. And finally, something only 0.01% of people remember are the animated brawler emojis. This was introduced in December 2018. Many people don't even know this existed because you had to be on an Apple phone and you could only text people these. And as you know, Brawl Stars players have no friends. This service was shut down almost immediately, so most people didn't even know this existed.